yourself in supporting them, because in truth, we're all one. So when we care for another, we care for ourselves. When we care for ourselves, we care for another. So I know probably many of you are moms, or you're caregivers. You have family members, and we dearly love our loved ones, even our friends or coworkers that we feel so connected with. And when they're struggling, especially if any of you are empaths like myself, you feel deeply for others. You can feel and sense their emotions, their feelings, and it can be very challenging. So, how can we best support our loved ones when they are struggling? Well, there have been times on the journey where, I've seen my kids struggle, or I have dear friends, or when my husband was struggling when he went through his heart attack. And if we go into the pain with another, it doesn't serve them and it doesn't serve us. So how can we best support them? I'm going to give you a couple scenarios, right? And, let me know. You use your comments. I don't see your names on a private page, but you can put your name. If you need any support, you can just put it in the comments. And so how is the divine shared with me to best support another when they're struggling? Is first, be aware, be conscious if you're going into fear and worry about that loved one. So first, recognize your thoughts, recognize what's cycling through, how your emotions are rising in the midst of their struggle. And as I've shared before, bring awareness and know that going into fear and worry with our loved ones does not serve them, and it does not serve us. I remember this beautiful story that was shared with us when we were in a training, and the facilitator had gone through some very struggling times as a teenager and was searching very deeply, but he ended up coming home because he was very depressed, and he just didn't know what to do. So his parents had brought him to the pediatrician or the doctor, and they did a full checkup with him and everything. But the doctor called the parents in and said to the parents, I'll never forget this, it still makes me emotional, said, this is a time to love him even more. And can you imagine a doctor saying that? But what wise advice. And honestly, that's what the divine would say, love them even more. Now, sometimes we don't have knowing, we don't have the insight. Are our loved ones going through the struggle because it's in their soul journey that there's an opportunity to grow, to heal, to evolve, to experience something that their soul knows is in their highest and best? And so how many times, relate back in your history, how many times when you went through a struggle, a challenge, and it was not fun, it stunk going through it, but after you on the other side, you realized that you had grown, you had learned a lesson, you had shifted in a direction that maybe was in your highest and best that you couldn't get to unless you went through the struggle. So first and foremost is to be aware that you have no idea. We we can't know what another is going through. And we also can't know what their soul journey, their soul plan is. So we have to take a step back and ask our soul, the divine, how can I support them? What's the best way I can support them? And one big message, take a deep breath, everyone, is choose love versus fear and worry. Choose love versus fear and worry. So, how? Maybe you listen more. Maybe instead of trying to fix or change or want that person out of pain, you hold them in the presence of love and light. And I'll do an exercise and teach you how to do that. But to go in fear and worry, because think about it. When we focus and our thoughts are cycling and we're in the energy and fear, worry, then on some level, they're going to feel that fear and worry. I remember when my son was struggling, when he was in college, and every night I would put, and you can do this too, it helped. I call them the fabulous four. I had Archangel Michael had his back. Archangel Raphael was in front of him, sending him healing. Mother Mary, the Divine Mother, was to the right or the left, I don't remember, walking him in unconditional love and protection. And Jesus was on the other side, same thing, walking him in love and protection. And I would do that every night and say, keep him safe, show him he's loved, show him the way, right? And you don't have to, guys, I'm not Catholic. I believe in faith. I believe in these divine helpers of love. You do not have to be religious. I am not. I'm spiritual, and I have connected with these energies, and they are divine helpers of love. So I have been doing that for a while. And then I got a little divine, I call it a slap in the face, but they would never do that. It's like, hello. And I was told, you are not trusting that he has everything he needs within him to find his way. You are not trusting the light of his soul. See him in his brightest light. And so then I started to add to those divine helpers. After I would surround in protection, say my prayers, I'd see his light from his heart center expand in his being, and then fill him and surround him. And I have to tell you, after months of doing this, and I'll never forget, Louis came to me and he said, I don't know what happened, but a miracle happened, because he's back to his truth, his self. And I said, I know exactly what you're saying, and I don't care how it happened, but it happened. So sometimes we need to ask for divine intervention. We have to check into ourself. Where are we focused on? Where is our awareness? What choices are we making? Are we choosing from love? Or are we choosing from fear? And sometimes we have to let them grow, evolve, heal, and choose their own journey through the challenge and the struggle. And so it may not be easy, but I have to tell you, it's not freezing on my end, so I don't know why. I'm right near the internet, so I have all my internet connections. So it must be on your end. So maybe if you want to move, whoever wrote that. So I got to breathe and get my awareness back. So I have to share another time. I was in a deep spiritual inner journey, And this was a life-changing moment I have to share with you. And the divine shouted out to me. I felt like it was the booming voice of God, even though I don't, that's the label I would give it. But I heard very clearly, I never asked you to be responsible for everybody else. I never asked you to be responsible for everyone else. And that was like hit me right into my core because I realized, who am I to think I can change, fix, or steer another's journey, right? And only the divine knows, only their soul knows. So choosing love over fear, choosing prayer, choosing to call on divine assistance, divine intervention, these are supportive for you as well as them. And sometimes this is about you looking in yourself and asking, where is your fear coming from? What is calling for healing within yourself in relationship to the other person? Now, I know you've been hearing me talk about Waken My True Self community, but this is part of the journey, learning how to come back to ourselves in the midst of relationships, in the midst of struggle in others in the world. But our spiritual toolbox and gaining tools and being in community and learning from others, learning from life lessons, learning from coaching, and supporting each other, being the teacher and the student at the same time. I'm not the only teacher, and I never claim to be. Sometimes I know nothing, but I know that when we come together in community and in all the groups that I've facilitated, I continuously say, you are the student and the teacher. We are here to teach and support and mentor each other. So I want to do an exercise with you that I find that's very powerful in supporting your loved ones when they're struggling. And it doesn't matter what age they are, in the divine, there's no age, they're just a soul on a journey. But this can be very powerful to transform your fear and worries into love, faith, and empowerment. And they will, on some level, they will feel this energy. Okay. And yes, here's one of the comments shared. This is so important right now, as so many of our loved ones are struggling, and many of them are not on the conscious spiritual path, so they don't have the spiritual tools. Absolutely. But we can work, this is what I teach. We can work with our loved ones soul to soul. Okay, so let me do the exercise with you and tell me how you feel after we do this exercise. So I want you to just bring on your hand in your heart. I always feel like when we bring our hand on our heart, we move from our head, we connect with our soul, we go into the heart energy. So I just want you to close your eyes, and I want you to bring that loved one that you would like to support in love today. I want you to bring them into your heart center. I want you to imagine them in the center of your heart. Call in divine support. I call it the divine family of many. So call on their guardian angels, your guardian angels, archangels, ascended masters, healers, divine guides, loved ones from spirit. Call on the troops, everyone. There's more than enough support. Feel that divine energy like a circle of light surround your loved one in your heart. and start to breathe into the love, not the fear, not the worry, the love you deeply feel for this loved one. As I shared before, love them more. Muster up all the love and know that the divine family of many surrounding is sending so much divine love, unconditional love, divine intervention, divine miracles, divine support, divine healing on all levels for you and your loved one. Accept divine intervention for you, your loved one, divine miracles for you, your loved one, divine healing on all levels, you, your loved one. We are all one on the soul level. See them in the light of their soul. Their inner wisdom is shining. Their inner knowing is shining. Their inner courage, strength. They have everything they need. We have all been given everything we need to support us on their journey. And you too, breathe in your own inner wisdom, your own inner courage, your own inner strength to be in relationship, in union, in support for them. You have everything you need to be in relationship, to be in support, to be in healing with them. Now let's pray for their highest and greatest good, and the highest and greatest good of all, better than they could ever imagine. Let's pray for their safety, their wholeness. Let's pray for divine miracles, divine grace, for all the support they need, any earthly support, any spiritual support. Let's pray for a divine outcome for their highest and greatest good. Let's pray for a divine outcome for your highest and greatest good. Let's pray that grace unfold. See them bathed in light, love, peace, and protection. Now, I want you to take your loved one, bring the energy of your loved ones into your hands, open your eyes, and let's surrender your loved one back to their soul, back to the divine for their highest and greatest good. And together let's say, and so it is. So I want you to connect. How do you feel facilitating that for your loved one in spirit? How does it make you feel? And know that I encourage you to come back to this whenever you catch your awareness in the energy of anything other than love and support. If you're in fear and worry, go back to that exercise. Keep doing it as much as you can. And know that that intention, that energy is for their highest and best, and the highest and best of all. Beautiful. Now, I want to share that tomorrow, live at 444, I have been experiencing great joy in doing these inspirational stories on the other side of fear. And my guest tomorrow is a friend and colleague, Laura Luth, and she just made a major life transition, moving cross country, sending her only daughter. Her daughter just left for college, and making shifts and changes in her spiritual business. So I asked her to be a guest because I know She's going to inspire you for those that are going through any transition, change, or you're stuck in that fear or wherever you're at. And also, I want to remind you that tomorrow, Monday, if you're really on the edge of joining Awaken My True Self community, doors close on Friday, 11/11. Can you imagine why I chose that? Sign up tomorrow, because everybody that signs up for tomorrow, no matter if it's the monthly subscription or the year subscription, I've had such fun. I pick an oracle card from my Ask Your Soul oracle deck. I read a little message and then I send it in the mail to you. And I intuitively pick in connection to you. And if you do sign up for the year, I'm going to give a complimentary, I'm going to pick a winner of a 45-minute angel soul reading, and that'll be chosen on Tuesday. So sign up tomorrow if you're really thinking about joining this community. This is a time to support each other in community, and there's live coaching, lessons, I have guest speakers. We're going to do a Miracle Moments live group session. There's so much on the portal, meditations, teleseminars. I feel like, just like today, there's so much support in this community to walk you through the journey, to help you come back to yourself, but to have this empowerment ripple out into all aspects of your life. Today was empowerment in relationship with your loved ones when they're struggling. And it's all my teachings. This is the core. And this is why I feel like this membership is different. This community is different. It's about transforming your life from the inside out. And that's how I work. That's the tools I give. And that, to me, is the most empowering way to shift from the inside out and experience your own personal heaven on earth, or your dreams into motion in your outer life. So I hope this really supported you today. And I love doing this with you. So let me know how it felt. And I encourage you to tune in tomorrow with my guest, Laura Luth. I think that'll be an amazing, and I'm going to be doing that during this week and hopefully moving forward, these inspirational stories about the other side of fear. So blessings, everyone. Happy Sunday. Have a great evening and take care.